Om Jnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So last week we were looking about the different qualities of Krishna. So how Krishna first of all manifests all of his qualities to the devotees. And in that context, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur talked about the different faults that one could possess. But when these faults happen in Krishna, they are not faults, they are good qualities. So, for example, moha, intoxication, or bewilderment. How when it happened in Krishna, it created transcendental rasa. We looked at it. And we looked at Tandra, sleep, and Brahma, illusion or mistaking one thing for the other. And the Ruksha Rasata does not happen, which is delightment from enjoying harshness. That is not there in the spiritual world. That is only there in the material world. Just like a camel in the forest, when it eats the dry, what is that called? The plant with the thorns. I forgot. Anyways.
Cactus fruit?
Cactus. Yes, thank you for So when the camel eats that cactus, there are thorns in that. So it pricks the tongue of the camel. So the blood starts coming out from its tongue. So, but it then thinks that juice is coming out of the cactus, and then it releases its own blood, not understanding it. So similarly, this material world enjoyment is also like that. It is actually suffering only, but we think it is enjoyment, because of which we are deriving pleasure from harshness, just as the camel is deriving pleasure from the cactus with the thorn. Kama ulbanaha. So excessive kama, that is also not there in the spiritual world, but that is in the form of prema is there. Kama is desire for material things, that's not there. Lolata, fickleness. We saw how Krishna was so fickle. Fickle means he do one thing after the other, after the other, after the other. Krishna was doing so many things. He cannot sit at one place quiet. He has to do this, he has to do that. This is especially clearly visible in small children under 5 years old. They just go and pull this here, pull that there. You have to continuously watch. If you don't watch in 1 second, if you take off your eyes, they'll just make a mess around it and you have to clean everything. And then Mada, Matsarya. Mada is intoxication. And then Matsarya is envious of others, possessiveness, possessing things. So the dictionary says it is, let me actually take a look at the dictionary. It's a good word. Parashubha dveshaha. So you are hating the shubha, means auspiciousness of somebody else. That is what Matsarya means. But this is also present in Krishna. So we look at how Matsarya is present in Krishna. Tathacha Matsaryam. He quotes verse from 10th canto, 25th chapter, 16th verse. Tatra pratividhim samyak atma yogena sadhaye lokeshamaninam maudhyat dhanishye shrimadantamaha. So this is in the context of Indra. So Krishna, when the cowherds were going to perform their annual sacrifice for Indra, Krishna stopped them. Krishna said, don't do it. Then he spoke Karma Mimamsa philosophy. So Karma Mimamsa philosophy, it's actually a not true philosophy. It is actually a atheistic philosophy in one sense. But Krishna spoke that to accomplish his own purpose. So that is why we say that we don't even take the words of Krishna. We take the words of the scriptures, because Krishna in the form of Buddha, he spoke about Buddhism, and we don't take Buddhism as the final truth. We know that Krishna had some other purpose in mind, and that's why he spoke Buddhism to confuse people. Similarly, to confuse the Vrajavasis, he spoke Karma Mimamsa philosophy. The Karma Mimamsa philosophy is that you worship the Devatas and they are obligated to give you the result. There is no, even including Vishnu also, they have to provide you because you're just doing your job. It's like a transaction. You go to a bank, and then you put a check. The bank is obligated to provide you the money because it is your money. You deserve it. Similarly, because you have performed the sacrifice, the Devatas are obligated to provide it. Krishna was saying, then why should you worship the Devatas? Because anyways, they are obligated to provide you all the facilities because you are performing what is required. Then you don't need to worship specifically Indra every year annually. So the Vrajavasis were confused. They're thinking every year we are performing, and this has been done for years and years and years, generations after generations. So how can we suddenly stop something which we were performing traditionally? Krishna said, actually, the mountain, the Govardhan mountain, that is providing us all the food. It is providing us grass. It is providing all the shelter and required mines and minerals. All these things Govardhan is providing. So you should worship Govardhan. You should not worship Indra. Basically, it is like the modern day, we hear the philosophy, people speak the philosophy, they say, work is worship. In South India, I don't know about North India, in South India, especially in Tamil Nadu, there is a day called Ayudha Puja. So on that day, they worship all the instruments they use for their work as a deity. So cycle, bike, everything, in modern days, they used to worship, they used to show arati and everything. So like that, Krishna was also speaking, work is worship. You should just worship the work. You don't need to satisfy anyone else, which is a contradictory philosophy, but he performs it as a pastime to confuse the Vrajavasis. Then Vrajavasis listened to Krishna. Then Indra got angry because they were performing for generations after generations, and suddenly something that got stopped. He was receiving all the benefits out of that. So he sent all the clouds to pour rain upon the Vrindavan. So there were rain, there were hails, and heavy wind was blowing. All the Vrajavasis were afraid, and they came to Krishna. So at that time, Krishna is speaking to himself. This is one of the verses where he is speaking to himself. Tatra pradividhim samyak atma yogena sadhaye. I'm going to counteract what Indra is trying to do here. I'm going to do with my own power. Loke shamaninam. He thinks, or all these devatas, they are thinking that they are the Loka Isha. They are the supreme controllers of the whole world. Maudhyat, because of the foolishness. Mudasya bhavaha maudhya. Muda means the foolishness. The state of being foolish is maudhya. Dhanishye Shrimadam Tamaha. So I am going to defeat them, their pride, basically. Shrimadam means the pride that occurs because of the opulences they are possessing, which is a tamas. It's actually a darkness or ignorance, right? So this shows Matsarya. Krishna does not like the opulence of Indra. He has opulence. He is pouring rain upon the Vrindavan. So he is displaying the quality of Matsarya. Para Shubha Dveshaha. Anyways, it is also mercy of Krishna upon Indra, but this Matsarya becomes a good quality in Krishna, not like us. When we possess that, it is not a good quality. Ityada. Hingsa. The next quality mentioned in this verse is, look at here, Hingsa. Hingsa means opposite of ahimsa. So basically, violence. Sputha eva bhagutra. So it is Jiva Goswami saying, this is very clearly displayed by Krishna in many places. He shows violence against the demons. So he doesn't give a particular quotation. Asatyam, speaking lies. Can anyone tell me where did Krishna speak lie? An example.
When Madhurya asked whether you ate mud, he says no.
Who is that? Okay, Palika Mataji. Thank you for telling. Yes, that's the exact verse he is quoting, Jiva Goswami. Fine. Naham bhakshitavan amba sarve mitya abhishanshinaha yati satyagiraha tarhi samaksham pashyame mukham. So Krishna was playing with his friends, including Balaram was also there, and they were all small kids, and Krishna started eating dirt. This is one of the dosha described in the Ayurveda, that when the kid is growing, they get this dosha of eating all unwanted things. They'll just go and put their mouth in anything because they are full of this Annamaya kosha. They are looking for food everywhere and are trying to sense it. They interact with the world through their mouth also, babies. So Krishna also exhibits that. So then all the Gopas, including Balaram, went and complained to Yashoda Maya, saying that he is eating dirt. And Yashoda Ma was very concerned, and showing her anger, she came toward Krishna. Krishna became very fearful. And because of fear, the kids speak lies. Prabhupada in the translation, he says, Tadana bhayat mitya uktihi vatsalya rasa poshika. Tadana bhayat, because of fear of beating. Mitya uktihi, they speak lies. Vatsalya rasa poshika. But we should not take it as very seriously, because it is enhancing the vatsalya rasa, the parental rasa for the children. They speak lies because of fear, and we should feel pity on them. So because that is what it is. So Krishna is also exhibiting that because of Taradna Bhaya, he is speaking lies. So speaking lies is actually a bad quality. We should not speak lies in general. We should avoid speaking lies. But Krishna speaks here, but that becomes an ornament from Krishna. Naham bhakshitavan amba. Oh mother, I have not eaten any dirt. Bhakshitavan, I have not eaten. Na bhakshitavan. Sarve mithya vishanshinaha. Everyone else is actually speaking the lie. I am not speaking the lie. Yadi satyagaraha, if they are speaking the truth, tarhi samaksham pashyame mukham. You directly come and look at my mouth. He actually, when Krishna was performing the childhood pastime, he was not thinking he's God. He was actually identifying himself as a small child, powerless small child, dependent on Mother Yashoda. So he got fear because of that. The Mother Yashoda will try to beat him. Then, out of fear, he just told a lie, first of all. I did not eat. And then audaciously, he also said, you come and look at my mouth. Then he realized, oh, what if she looks at my mouth? She will come to know about the truth, right? So actually, he was very fearful, and then he opened his eyes, opened his mouth when Mother Yashoda asked him to open the mouth. He did not know what to do. So because he has this Satya Sankalpa power that anything Krishna desires will happen, his Shaktis are there to always do service to Krishna. So the Aishwarya Shakti came at that point, and then it displayed the whole world within Krishna's mouth or the belly to Mother Yashoda. So Krishna did not know what to do, and he was just blindly opening his mouth. But it's the Shakti who is coming there and helping out Krishna there, serving. She is always waiting for an opportunity to serve Krishna, because usually Krishna does not show his opulence in Vrindavan. There are very limited places he shows his opulence. So this Aishwarya Shakti, being deprived of the service, it is waiting for an opportunity to serve Krishna at any moment. So that's what happened here. Ityadav. Then there is another person, another place Krishna spoke like Jarasandha Chalana Adav. So when Krishna and Arjuna wanted to defeat Jarasandha, they dressed themselves as Brahmanas, and then they went to Jarasandha. And when Jarasandha gave his word, because he was thinking these two are Brahmanas, that I will give whatever you ask, because he was very charitable to the Brahmanas. Then they revealed themselves as Kshatriya. Then they told, give us a fight. So they spoke actually a lie there, showing themselves as Brahmanas. So then Jarasandha was saying, oh, if you want to fight, you could have just directly come to me and tell me. You did not have to tell a lie. Anyways, he was speaking out of vanity. But it was also good quality, because he shows this pastime for us to read and relish, that Krishna is ready to do. I mean, if Krishna wanted, he could have just killed this Jarasandha at any moment. But he is also performing his Leela. Krodha api tatra tatra prasiddha eva. His anger is visible in many places. That's what Jiva Goswami says. It is very famous. We don't need to look at it. Akanksha tam stanya kama asadhya ityadav. Akanksha is basically dependence on others. Akanksha is more like expectation. You are looking for something, because there is another one is there, Parapeksha. That is also this asanka, akanksha, hankering, desiring after something. Okay, so here he gives a verse 10.9.4. Tam stanyakama asadya matnatim jananim hari grihitva dadhimatna mantanam nishedhat pritimavahan. So Krishna was still a child, and when Yasoda was churning the yogurt to take out the butter, Krishna, because he's an infant, he's still drinking milk from Mother Yasoda. And then you would see that kid, especially when they start walking around, and they are still lesser than 2 years old, they're still drinking milk. They would come and disturb the mother anytime. They just want milk. Doesn't consider what time of the day and what work people are doing. Anytime and often. I'm witnessing this with my son. So Krishna is also exhibiting that quality. Tam stanya kamaha. He wants to drink milk. Asadya, appearing in front of Yasoda Maya. Matratim jananim. Yasoda was actually churning the buttermilk. Harihi grihitva. He pulled her. Dadi matna manthanam. He pulled out that churning rod from Yashodamaya, he forbade Nishedat Priti Mavahan. He was creating a situation of love there. So basically, he wanted to drink milk. This is a akanksha, hankering after. This quality is not good within us, but it is a good quality in Krishna. We should not be hankering for anything in this material world. Ashanka, worry, lamentation is also not a good quality. We shouldn't be lamenting. That is forbidden even in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu as well. We should not be lamenting over something. It's not, it's actually tamasic. But it is a good quality in Krishna again. So the verse is in 10th canto, 13th chapter, 17th verse. Kvapya drishtavantar vatsan palanscha vishvavid sarvam vidhikrutam Kṛṣṇa sagasava jagamaha. So when Brahma stole all the cowherd boys and the calves to test whether he is Krishna or not, because he was confused about the way Krishna was playing with the cowherd boys. So when he stole everyone, Krishna came and saw that the cowherd boys were not there. And then he went back and saw on the bank of Yamuna that he wasn't seeing the calves and cows also. So the first thing that came to his mind is worry. It is so Krishna's worry is actually a desirable quality because it is coming out of its bhakta vatsalata, his affection for his devotees. Right? So because of that, he is worrying really. Oh, where I am missing them. Where have they gone? Kwapi drishtavantar vipine. So in the bank of Yamuna, he did not see them anywhere else. Vatsan palancha vishva with. He is the protector of the whole world. But he is not seeing what happened to the Vatsa, the calves, and the Pala and the cowherd boys. He got worried at that point. Sarvam vidhikritam Kṛṣṇa. Then his sarvajñatva, which is all-knowing power, Shakti, then the Shakti started doing its service and it provided the knowledge to Krishna, record knowledge. He understood this is vidhikrita, this is done by Vidhi or Brahma. Sarasa avajagamaha. He quickly understood that because of the service of his Sarvajñatva Shakti. Ityadav. Vishwa Vibhramaha. His absorption in worldly things. So this is a bad quality, being always absorbed in worldly things, not caring for spiritual things. 1 hour or 2 hours we chant in the morning, and that's it. Rest of the time, just to fill up the whole space with the work. That's not good. We should increase our Krishna consciousness more and more. Not simply occupy the rest of the day with work also. Jagadaveshaha, he is absorbed in the worldly things, but it is a good quality in Krishna. Why? Sahacha Brahma di Bhakta Sambandhena Jagatpalana Ichchamayaha. Because he wants to protect the world, because the jivas are here and they are his own angshas. So he wants to protect them. So it's a good quality. So he does that through his devotees, such as Brahma, Indra, and others. So that's also a good quality. Vaishamyam. Vaishamyam means treating everything equally. It's opposite of Vishama. Sama means treating everything equally. Vishamasya bhavaha Vaishamyam. That is not treating everything equally. That is a bad quality. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshyosti na priyaha ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya Mayi te chapyaham. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, 29th verse, Samoham sarva bhudeshu, I am sama to everyone, all the living entities. There is no enemy to me, and there is no one dear. Dveshaha na asti na priyaha, right? But this example showed that he is actually not sama. How? And the next verse says, next line of the verse says, E bhajanti tu mam bhaktya, those who worship me because of their devotion, mayi te teshu cha api aham. So I am in them. Mayi te. They are in me. Teshu cha api aham. I am in them. Which means we are always thinking about each other. The devotees and Krishna. So here he is showing his inequality. He's not thinking about everyone else. He's actually fully absorbed in his devotees, right? So again, this is also not a bad quality because the opportunity to become devotee is there for all the living entities. But the living entity is not picking up that opportunity. So in that sense, you can say Krishna is not prejudiced. But when a living entity becomes devotee of Krishna, then Krishna gives special attention that he doesn't give to others. He gives special care. He is thinking about them. Just as the devotee is thinking about Krishna, he is also thinking about them. So if you think about Krishna, Krishna actually thinks many millions of times more than what we think about him. So in that way, he is also personally, not in the form of Paramatma, in the form of Krishna, Swayam Bhagavan, if we are worshipping Krishna. In that personal form, he is actually thinking about that devotee. Para apeksha, dependence on others. This is also not a good quality in this modern day, depending on the boss, depending on the company, this is all a bad thing. That's why we get frustration. But in the case of Krishna, it is actually a good quality. Aham bhakta paradinaha. I am dependent on my devotees. So this is in 9th canto, 4th chapter, 63rd verse. Shri Bhagavanvacha aham bhakta paradino ki aswatantra iva dvija sadhubher grasta hridayaha bhaktair bhakta janapriyaha. So this is, I think, in the Durvasa. Yeah. So Durvasa Muni offended Maharaj Ambarish. Maharaj Ambarish was fasting and he wanted to finish his fasting on the Dwadashi day. When he wanted to finish, at that moment, Durvasa Muni came. So because Durvasa has previously has come, but then during the fast breaking time, Durvasa went to take bath and he was not returning at that time. So before feeding the guests, you should not eat yourself. That is the principle. So Maharaj Ambarish was waiting for a long time, but then in the time is also ticking. So he has to complete the fast. Complete the fasting is as important as fasting. So he asked, checked with the Brahmanas there. Then they gave the advice, you drink water. He was doing a full fasting. He was not eating anukalpa also the previous time. So drinking water is considered both like eating and not eating. Okay? So you drink water so it is considered as eating and to complete your fast. But then by drinking water, you are also not eating. So in that way, you are not offending Durvasa also. But then Durvasa knew what happened. He became very angry. Then he came in front of the Ambarish Maharaj. He created a big demon out of his anger, hatred toward Ambarish Maharaj, who is a great devotee. And he ordered that demon to kill Ambarish. But then the Sudarshan Chakra of Vishnu, it came and then killed the demon, and then it started running, after Durvasa Muni. So Durvasa became very fearful of the chakra, and he was running around everywhere throughout the 3 worlds. He went to Indra couldn't protect. He went to Lord Shiva couldn't protect. Then finally he went to Lord Vishnu, the Vaikuntha within the material world. So then Vishnu is speaking this verse. Aham bhakta paradinaha. I am dependent on my devotees. I am not an independent person. Asvatantra. Sadbihi grasta hridayaha. So my heart is actually controlled by these devotees. I am very dear to the devotees, and the devotees are very dear to me. So I cannot also help you. Finally, he asked him to go directly to Ambarish Maharaj only. Then Durvasa Muni went and fell at the feet of Ambarish Maharaj. Then Ambarish Maharaj requested the Sudarshana Chakra to stop. So this also teaches us a lesson that if you offend a devotee, you go to Kṛṣṇa also. Kṛṣṇa also doesn't solve your problem. You have to go to that devotee and then ask forgiveness. That's the solution. We'll stop here. We'll continue from Tasmat next week. Any quick questions or reflections anybody has?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhu.
Yes, Pranam Prabhu.
Prabhuji, you were mentioning Srimad Bhagavatam 10, 13, 17, when Brahma, stole all the coward boys and cows, and and then Krishna was worried. He didn't see anyone there. So is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so he must, he's acting like he's worried, right? He knows everything. Brahma stole and everything, so he's acting like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the question that comes in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam in the prayers of Queen Kunti as well. So the fear is afraid of fear personified, which is the fear personified is afraid of Krishna, right? But then Krishna is also afraid of Yashoda Maya. When Yashoda takes a stick and then she runs after him, and then tears come out of his eyes because of the fear. And then he was, breathing so heavily. So Kunti Maharani says, looking at this, I become bewildered. If she knows that Krishna is acting just like a drama actor performs on the stage, then our acharyas say that then she wouldn't be bewildered. She knows, oh, you are just acting, you are just performing a leela. But no, he was not acting out. He was really fearful. Here also, he was really worried. What happened? He was not just performing like a stage actor. Then that would be a fault, because, oh, Krishna is just behaving as if he is worrying about us. He is not really worrying within himself. No, actually, he is really worrying. Why? He covers his sarvagyatva, all-knowing power, by his Shakti. So he does not know everything through his willingness. So here we are not knowing everything because of our ignorance. But for Krishna, it is a transcendental ignorance. He voluntarily puts himself under. That is why he did not know at this point, the first two lines of the verse, where did the cowherd boys and calves go. But later, because of the Shakti, his Shakti come and serve him at appropriate times to move the Leela forward. Because of the Shakti, then he understood what happened, everything. Then he understood, okay, they are there.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you, Prabhu.
For the wonderful question.
Thank you.
Sachinanda Hari Prabhu, you have something?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for such a nice lecture today. So, Prabhuji, my question is a general question, and it's related to the verses that we referred back, right, regarding the different qualities of Krishna, Srimad Bhagavatam, right? So, it happens sometimes that we casually go through these verses, but doesn't understand the actual, like the purport or the qualities behind that. So, as a reader, like, can you suggest like how we should read? Because we see same thing happening with Bhagavad Gita also. The quality that it's mentioned, Bhagavad Gita, like Samam Sarva Bhuteshu. So, This is one thing, and I have another question, so I can ask after that.
Yes, sir. So it is good to hear from the Rasika Bhaktas who actually relish these works. So when somebody is relishing and not out of, I think vanity is the right word. Let me actually check. Yeah, excessive pride, yeah, vanity. So out of vanity, one is not studying the scriptures just to show off to others. If that person comes and narrates, then you will start relishing the scripture. So it is good to hear from that devotee, because he will bring that all the points, not just all the points, but the rasa within that. But that person also be sticking to the parampara. He should take the parampara's message, not concoct something out of his own. Now and sometimes, some professional speakers, they just bring all sorts of things just to make the audience like what they are speaking. So not like that, but they should speak whatever our previous acharyas have spoken. That is one way. The other way is this acharya's commentaries are present right now because of our fortune. Previously, they were all in Sanskrit. So now it's in English also, it's available. Along with Prabhupada's purports, if you read the previous Acharya's commentaries also, then that will also give all these different insights, because every Acharya will bring out different insight of the same verse. You look at Prabhupada, he will bring out a different realization. And then you look at Bhade Vidyabhushan, he will bring out a different realization. And then look at Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he will bring out a unique realization. So all of this, then we can release that particular verse. And Sachinanda Hari Prabhu, I know you are already doing that, but because you asked the question, just answering.
No, Prabhu. Actually, the context is that means with lack of time, and definitely Prabhupada's purport is definitely helping, but to bring out such intricacies, it's like it's really difficult until unless someone is seriously studying and not casually just going through the text. So I just wanted to curb of that my attitude, which is I'm having. So, so just wanted to know the practical tips which can one can follow, so to not do this kind of things, right? So
Yeah. So one thing is first one complete reading that we can just do through little faster reading also. So we'll know the whole thing, what fits where, what is the whole context. We'll have a general understanding. Then and to the second reading when we are doing, there is no hurry for us to know everything, because we miss out something. No, nothing is there. We already did the one reading. So on the second reading, we can just slowly go, release each verse. You don't need to even complete it. You can do for lifetime also. So like that would be one practical tip, I suppose.
yeah, that's a nice tip, probably. Yeah, I think I should follow that. Thank you very much, bro. So if there is no question, can I ask second question, Prabhu?
Okay.
So Prabhuji, this is related to one another topic, like one another question, which was from the point of view of a non-devotee. So a person who is going through the gunas that is mentioned over here, right? Like Vaishamya and Vibhrama, right? Matsarya. So from a other non-devotee perspective, he will see, like when Krishna says Samam Sarva Bhuteshu, but who is like doing bhajan to me, he is really partial. Right? So do we really need to care for them, or we just need to be like praising this? Because as a bhakta, we release these qualities, but some abhakta may see, oh, like Krishna he is partial. Like he's just asking, okay, worship me or like that. So shall we like how to take care of this thing?
So that is why Krishna says, This is the verse last in Bhagavad Gita 1868. Yaha idam paramam guhyam mad bhakteshu abhidhasyati bhakti mai parang kritva mam eva yeshati asangshayaha. For one who explains this supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service guaranteed, and at the end he will come back to me. He says, this paramam guhyam, this supreme secret, this is the Bhagavad Gita, mad bhakteshu abhidhasyati. He says you explain to devotees. He doesn't say, those who are not devotees, abhakteshu. He says mad bhakteshu, discuss among the devotees. Then that person is, he will definitely, come to me. There is no other thing. And then he also says he is actually, there is no other servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor there ever will be. So that person who is discussing among the devotees. So we discuss these qualities of Kṛṣṇa with people who have faith. If somebody does not have faith in Kṛṣṇa, in they're having a enmity or hatred, then we can give a general knowledge about Kṛṣṇa. Yeah, that is, the same verse can also be shown in the general sense that Kṛṣṇa is Sama only, that in the sense that if you approach Kṛṣṇa, he will approach you. If you don't approach Kṛṣṇa, he doesn't approach you. That way he is same for anyone. Anybody can approach. Just as in this country, there are, for example, let's say you have, you are out of job. So you can apply for some fund, which the aid the government can provide you. So if you apply for the aid, you get the aid. If you don't apply for the aid, you don't get the aid. So we cannot go on to blame the government. Oh, the government is providing aid to only somebody and the others are not getting the aid. So it is up to the individual. If you want it, go ahead and apply. If you don't want it, don't need to apply. So similarly, that aspect can be brought out in front of people they appreciate this good qualities. They should have at least some appreciation for good qualities. So we project those qualities in front of the people who are not into relishing or relishing the qualities of Kṛṣṇa. But with the devotees, we discuss all these things, and because Kṛṣṇa says that person is very dear to me. Hope that helps, Prabhu.
Yeah, very nice, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay, we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.